Hey everyone, and welcome back to Be Your Best University. Today we're diving into the topic that may hit home for a lot of you. And so the topic is how childhood procrastination could be keeping you from seizing opportunities in social media grants and monetization of your YouTube channel. So, if you found yourself putting things off, this video is for you. First things first, we need to know what the definition and understand the root causes of procrastination. So, the definition of procrastination is the act of delaying or postponing tasks, and it's something many of us struggle with. Many times, definitely early habits are formed in childhood, and often they're linked to the fear of failure, perfectionism, or just simply lack of motivation. What were your childhood influences? If you can think back to your childhood, were you ever told to complete something perfectly or even forced or faced into a lot of criticism or criticism moments if you were to make a mistake? A lot of our early experiences shape how we think now, and it can lead us to avoiding a certain type of item or thing or daunt something because it feels overwhelming based upon the experience that we had in the past. And so maybe you used to avoid doing your homework or used to put off doing your chores because if you didn't do it a particular way, you would get yelled at or something to that nature. Similar patterns are traveling to your adulthood where you may shy away from presence such as online presence or exploring different things like YouTube and monetizing it because of the fear that you may be criticized or fail and things of that nature. So, how do we get to the root cause? How do we figure out the ability to get past this and be able to secure grants and monetize our social media efforts? The first thing is to know that what you're missing or know that you're missing something by the procrastination. So when you're missing opportunities, for example, you're likely to be able to have financial issues or just feel simply unfulfilled about whatever is going on in your life. So if you're letting all of these opportunities slip away, not applying for the grants, not actually getting on the social media, doing the research about what proactive efforts look like, it will turn into something missing in your life and it'll affect your funding and your finances. So how do we go from that challenge to actually monetizing? What you have to start doing is getting into a consistent flow. And you have to figure out what dedication looks like you, because dedication and consistency is going to be the key thing that you need in monetizing your YouTube. So if you delay the content, then you're going to delay the monetization. So you have to just think about what the cause and effect is of the delayed progress. The next thing is look into affiliate marketing. So if you're not staying organized and managing the affiliations that you have, then you may miss out on partnership opportunities or valuable promotions. A lot of times when it comes to the social media monetization, you're doing that through affiliate marketing, promoting someone's brand, and things of that nature. But if you're procrastinating on the research of those opportunities or missing certain deadlines, then you're missing out on money. So, what are the repercussions of the things that we've discussed today? And what are the ways that we can actually continue to combat this? Outside of just simply being consistent and figuring out what dedication looks like for you, you have to set out some goals. So figure out what are goals look like for you. Write them down, whether you want to secure grant funding, whether you want to monetize your channel, or whether you want to secure an affiliate marketing. Then you need to create a schedule. So the different platforms have schedulers where you can hold yourself accountable to sit and do your filming, do your editing, brainstorming, whatever your process is, and then putting that into a scheduler so that your content goes out on specific days. You could also break this down into smaller tasks. If you don't like doing things all in one day, you can make it a 2 to 3 day thing. Whatever works best for you, you need to know how to manage those pieces. Also, having some accountability is always key. If you're already in the mode of procrastination, it's probably best to have an accountability partner or team. And so letting your team know what you're doing, having those friends or family members be able to check in to see if you have been getting on your content schedule, if you've been recording, if you've been doing the research on the funding opportunities that you need. And then also just acknowledging small wins once you do get into a consistent mode and you actually have a team that's checking in with you, acknowledging that you're making progress. It's not going to be a fun or rewarding thing if you're not being grateful for the small things that you're doing and celebrating those achievements. So definitely want to make sure that you're taking it step by step and giving yourself grace. And so through all of those steps, you have to address overall what your childhood procrastination things are holding you back from securing what could be maybe grant funding or monetization of your social media. What things or patterns in childhood are tipping over into your adulthood that you have not addressed that's holding you back from the bigger things and stepping into the next thing. So definitely look into those things, listen to these steps. Let us know if these steps or these discussions have helped you today. Subscribe and like, and we'll be back with you. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Be Your Best University. I am Kyra Ofwani, and today we're diving into effective ways to turn your YouTube channel into a monetization stream while also applying the concepts of grant writing. So if you're looking to grow your channel, also to secure funding, keep watching. So the first thing is we have 3 different ways, and we're going to break all of those down. The first one is to define your mission and your audience. So in that, first you need to define your purpose. When you're looking into the first steps of monetizing your YouTube channel, you need to define your mission. What value do you provide? And similarly to grant writing, you need to have a clear purpose. So your YouTube channel should have a clearly defined mission. Whether it's an educational, entertainment, or community engagement, you need to be clear in what the purpose is. And when you're understanding your audience, you have to know your target audience in order to understand the audience. And so you need to know, who are you creating the content for? You can conduct surveys or interact with your viewers. And then just like basically by reading the comments and understanding their needs and preferences, that's a way that you can figure out, who your target audience is or understand them. But as you can understand your audience, then you can guide your content and create monetization strategies based upon their preferences. And then also creating targeted content. So once you know the mission and then you know the audience, you can create content that aligns with both of those things. The main thing that you do need to remember is to stay consistent. Consistency is key. And so each of these videos should be reflecting your core message, and it should resonate with your viewers. And so this will lead to increased engagement, and then that'll turn into monetization opportunities. The second thing is to be able to develop a grant proposal style content. So basically develop grant proposal style content. And what does that mean? That means that similar to the way that a grant proposal is structured, your content should have a consistent structure. So the first thing would be creating a compelling content idea. So another way of monetizing your YouTube is to develop a style where you're engaging and creating videos like as if it was a potential project or an initiative. And so this would attract people based upon whatever the idea or the project is. The next thing would be to introduce fund-worthy projects. So now that you know, like, I'm creating content that's similar to a project or an initiative, this should be something that would be funded or would be of value. And so those specific projects should tell a story. It should illustrate the purpose, the impact. And so, for instance, if your mission is educational, then you would propose a series of workshops for underprivileged communities and then outline how the funding can help you really make that happen. So your content should say what it is and then how it can actually happen. And then next, you should always utilize call to actions in your videos. Your video should have a clear call to action to engage your viewers in the mission, whether it's asking them for a donation, telling them to share the content, or telling them to connect with you about funding specifically. And so once you're able to tell them what to do, much like in grant writing, you're able to persuade someone that you're of value or you're at least somebody to look more into. The third way is to build an engagement strategy and showcase the impact. So ultimately, when you're engaging your audience, your YouTube monetization stream is going to be built upon whatever the engagement strategy is. And just like grant writing, you have to demonstrate what the community support is, how do you leverage that support, and then that will become a part of the monetization approach. You also need to make sure that you're utilizing features that are available to you. So responding to comments, creating polls, hosting lives that have like Q&As and things like that, that'll allow you to engage more with your audience. And the more that you engage with them, the more that they're likely to support the project or initiatives that you're doing. And then finally, you need to be able to show the impact. Now that you are actively and consistently doing the content and showcasing, you have to show the impact of the work. Documenting the process and then sharing the stories will help potential funders or potential supporters show that you're actually making a difference. And then this will strengthen your relationship with the audience, and it'll also build credibility for future funding opportunities and monetization efforts. So again, to recap, you need to define your mission. You need to develop a grant style like content, build engagement strategies with your content, and then you also need to showcase the impact. So once you're able to do all of those things, you'll be able to successfully monetize through your channel, and also be able to enhance your grant application, your project or initiatives that you're doing. So please give us a thumbs up if you like this. If these steps work for you, subscribe, and we'll be giving you guys more tips on how to monetize your YouTube and how to have grant-like strategies.